Happy Friday. Welcome to the Dr. Whisperer vlog and my cheesy sign behind me. You know, as I sign, I am reminded that I have to send something to the printer. So if I write it down on my handy dandy little list, I won't forget it. Of course, I'm writing and my pen isn't working. I mean, that is, of course, going to happen while I'm doing a live vlog. But I swear, if I don't write it down, I'll forget. And I'm going to show you in just a second. If you watch, if you don't watch, well, you're missing out. This is amazing that I'm about to show you. So print flyers, okay? Now it's on my list and I'll get done. See, I was so excited to show you my completed list. 727, 728, everything is crossed out. Boom! And you know why I'm so excited about that? Because I don't typically get any time to do all the stuff on my list in one day. It usually lingers on there. And then what I do is I circle it and then I add it the next day and blah, 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 blah. So happy Friday. And I want to talk to you today about asking for what you want. Now, I always ask for what I want. This has never been an issue for me, but it seems to be for some. And when I am coaching a client, when I'm advising a friend or a business colleague, and somebody says, you know, I'd really love to ask for ... I usually say, well, what's stopping you, and why don't you? You know what? I just remembered something else. All of this stuff I'm saying out loud is reminding me of things that I have to do. I have to respond to Carrie. Oh. It's never ending. Okay, so that said, I feel good enough though, to wear this visor with no makeup on this vlog today, because you either like me for who I am or you don't like me at all, so. And all right, getting back, I'm sorry, it's Friday, I'm excited. This is the last thing I will do for work today. It's 5:35, I feel like I'm getting off work at a normal working hour, which is rare for me. But I like to get all my stuff done by this time on a Friday. And I usually get a doctor calling me about 6:30. I usually don't answer it unless I'm working. But on a Friday night, about 6 o'clock, I shut it down. So I'm right on target. But asking for what you want. So I'm going to give you an example of something that I want and something that I asked for just today. And I would like to guide you on how you can do that for yourself. So I included in my description today a website of a man known as David Poole. He is a futurist. And if you don't know what that means, well, you're going to have to look it up. I know you could put two and two together of a futurist, but don't envision somebody in a spacesuit, okay? That is not what he is. Although he does have an amazing foundation that is growing and growing called This Planet Earth. And he has a great mission about climate control. You think that might be relevant, people? It is. So let's see, I'm going to connect the dots to how I met him. I read his book. And here it is. Stand by. The first book that I read is called The New Health Age, The Future of Healthcare in America. David Poole and Jonathan Fleece. Boom. So, guess what? They're here in Florida. How exciting for me. So, if I remember correctly, who was the initial contact of introducing me to Jonathan Fleece, who then introduced me to David Poole? And that was probably 3 years ago. So anyway, I think it was All Trust Insurance. So All Trust Insurance introduced me to Jonathan Fleece. I'm pretty sure. He is a great guy and a great healthcare attorney in Sarasota. And he has done some speaking events with David post this book. And you know what? The story about the first time I talked to Jonathan Fleece, let's hold off before we get to David Poole. Um, I had a scheduled phone call with Jonathan Fleece, and he was running late. He was speaking at a conference, and I was sitting right here in my office just waiting for the phone call, and it wasn't coming. And he sent me a message and said he was running late. No problem. So in the meantime, I would normally look somebody up like through and through before I get on the phone with them or meet them. But this particular time I didn't. So the universe was very good to me and gave me this time before I got on the phone with him. And by the time I did get on the phone with him, I knew everything about him and David Poole. And I was literally crying my eyes out when he called me. That is not a lie. You can ask him today. Jonathan Fleece, if you're listening or watching, you remember it well, I'm sure. So I answer the phone and I'm like, okay, this is me. This is the girl that you're meeting. This is the girl that you have a conference call. I'm crying my eyes out because he flew, Dr. Shetty, look him up too, Sheddy. Okay, that whole thing is too much to go into right now. But maybe one day I will go back and tell the full story. But I was so incredibly enamored and impressed by what these gentlemen did with this book and the research they did, and just talking about the future of healthcare. And it's all true. So meeting them and then continuing on to meeting David Poole, who was speaking at a conference in Sarasota. And I went up to him like a screaming fan at a concert, at a rock concert. I was like, I'm your biggest fan. Oh my God. And I think I scared him. No, well, obviously I didn't because I was on the phone with him today. But I meant it. Like I get so excited about meeting really, really smart people. Like that's what turns me on. Really, really smart people. I mean, in business, okay, I'm married. Like, let's not go there. I felt you going there in your head. Maybe it's me going there in my head. Anyway, so David, I just, I don't know. I think I put him on the radio. I put him on a radio show. He got a video out of it. I got him involved in a speaking event. And I don't know if that was more for me or for him. It was probably more for me. And I pitched him to Bay News 9, I think. I did. It's been a while. But our relation, so after I put him on this radio show, we spent about an hour at Starbucks after. And we just had the greatest conversation. All of my conversations with entrepreneurial spirits are crazy long. And they veer off into all different subjects and topics. And, we're creative people, so we talk about ideas and relationships, and we're pretty intense people by nature. And I just thought he was so great. Like he is a great, great guy. And like he started MTV. Okay, so just look him up. He's one of those people. And just an incredible career. And the fact that he is in Sarasota, which is about not even an hour away from me, it's just incredible. And now he lives here full time. So I had asked him if he wanted to be on another panel, but he's taking his wife to Europe for their 10-year wedding anniversary, which I was very happy to hear. And very happy to hear about all these exciting things that he's doing that he said he would send me some emails about. So I will remind him, because I'm quite sure he's thinking about other things like running the world. But I did tell him I was vlogging. And so if you're watching, hey, I'm talking about you. But you're probably not. Well, you're not right now because it says 0 viewers. But he was talking about his speaking engagements, and he has spoken all over the world and backed off a little bit on speaking, still doing some. If you look on his website, you'll see he's booked in Las Vegas and a bunch of other places at these big conferences. And I have a vested interest in learning from someone who has gotten to that level. I would like to learn how they did it. You know, there's so many things you could do, right? You could read a book. You could think that you're supposed to be a speaker, which is not a good idea. Think that you can be that. And one of the reasons that this really, really resonates with me is because I have had potential clients come to me and say, I want to get paid to speak. And I'm like, what? What was your name again? I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm not, like you have to build your brand and you have to do a lot of grit work before you do that. I've spoken a ton of times at a ton of different places, colleges, conferences. I haven't gotten paid a dime, but you know what? I have to do the work. I've been on radio shows. I've been on the news. I'm the health and wellness editor for DuPont Registry, for God's sakes. But I'm putting in the work. And just like my friend Gary Vaynerchuk that I talk about all the time, I'm patient. I will wait. I will wait for a very long time because I want to do it right. And I want to really learn from people that are smarter than me. That's all. And he is smarter than me. And he has more life experience and way more business experience than I do. So there you go. Okay, before I go, so my point with all that is like, I wouldn't dare ask for anything like that. He actually offered something to me, and I said, you know what? Instead of that, why don't would you consider me mentoring you? And not like spending a lot of time, but like lunch. Can I have lunch with you so I can hear how you did it? Because I don't know. And if I had the time to like just research it online, I mean, I would do that. If that was at the forefront of my mind, that's what I would do. I'd rather just go drive to Sarasota, buy him lunch, and learn from somebody who has done it on a very, very high level. I think that's pretty smart. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm so glad he said yes. That makes me so happy. But I would dare ask for anything like that unless I felt comfortable, like I'd given him value. I mean, I've read all of his books. I adore him. I think he's super awesome. And then, he spoke at this event and I wanted him to speak at another one. But anyway, so I tell you that because it's very important to not ask unless you know somebody and you have given value to somebody. Gary Vaynerchuk, he likes to say, was jab, jab, right hook. I like to say give, 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 ask. You don't even ever have to ask. You could just keep giving, and the universe usually gives it right back to you. It's been my history. Okay, so that said, I'm going to leave on a very fun, exciting note that I almost can't believe has happened. So I, through DuPont Registry, as the health and wellness editor, have an opportunity to go to Puerto Rico, ho, Puerto Rico, ho. Do you know that song? Well, I am going to go on a press trip and I'm going to bring my husband, and it's Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is the reason that I moved here. And that's another story. I think I actually told that story in one of these vlogs, but because it was the first time I ever went anywhere alone in the world. It was Puerto Rico. I made the decision there. If I could be in Puerto Rico alone for 3 days, I could move to Florida alone for the rest of my life. And boom, 13 years later, it worked. So I can't wait to go back to Puerto Rico. And it's just very serendipitous because I turned 45 when we're going. I will celebrate my 9th wedding anniversary with the most awesome husband, Robert John Feckety Jr. And we don't have to pay. And we're staying at the Waldorf Astoria. Ooh! And I get to cover wellness. Are you kidding me? Is this a dream? This is a pretty big deal for me. I'm so excited. So, all in all, I would say it was a great week. And I hope you had a great week. And I hope that I have a better look for you on Monday than this one. All right, have a great weekend, everybody, and do something fun. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm taking because they're 50-cent Frosties for the rest of the summer. Mom or what?